I'm Regina McCann-Hess, President of Forge Wealth Management, and welcome to our Women in Wealth series. Today, I have a new friend with me, and Truda, can you tell us who you are, what you do, and what you love about what you do?
Okay, thanks for having me, Regina. My name is Truda Carney. I'm with Long and Foster. I sell real estate down near the beach, and I love it. It's so much fun. As you can see by the picture in my background,
Love your
I do my walks every morning, whether it's 20, 30, 40, 50 degrees or in the 80s. And it's gorgeous. It's a great way to wake up. And I feel like a lot of homeowners are recognizing that this year who have chosen to come down here more permanently and to do work virtually from their homes. So they get to do the walks on the beach or during their breaks, and then they work from home, and just it's really lovely. I mean, it's really, really nice with the sunrises, sunsets.
Oh,
Beautiful.
It's beautiful. And I'm
Yeah.
jealous. I'm jealous of those people down there.
It's nice. It's really nice. I know we were talking about as soon as you come over the bridge, especially like whether you're coming in 13 or 11, exit 0, whichever exit 4, it's just you come over the bridge and you're heading towards the sand and the ocean, and you just feel the sun on your face, and it's a good feeling. It's a happy feeling, and even physiologically, your whole body gets excited.
That's what I was just going to say. Your whole body just kind of comes down a level or two. It's just like, okay.
Yes, I'm home.
It's nice. It is a definite feeling, and
Yeah.
you have to experience it for yourself to really know what we're talking about.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Yeah, I raised my sons out on the main line, and for years, I've noticed sunrises and sunsets, and never experienced them as I do down the shore. The color, the multicolors in this, the sunrises or the sunsets, even when you're walking, sometimes one of my favorite things to do is walk 15 minutes before the sun rises.
Mhm.
And I'll do the walk, and you're literally walking into the sun rising, and the glow, the brightness, the colors, your whole body just feels like so excited, and it's amazing. So I want to say, in my opinion, I only see this down the shore, near the water. So
No, there's something magical about the sun rising off of the ocean.
yes.
It's gorgeous. Because I'll ride my bike when I'm down there in the summer, and I'll ride it to, we have a place in Wildwood Crest, but I'll ride up to North Wildwood where they have that gazebo, I guess, off,
Yes.
I think it's around 2nd Street. I'm not positive, but and I've watched a couple sunrises there, and it's just magical.
It is magical.
And everyone should do it every once in a while. Just, it takes you to a calmer place.
Yeah. And if you like the moons too, like the moon, like a moonlit night, and you go down at nighttime, say, a lot of people, I know my friend likes the dark more than she likes the mornings. So, for her, it would be the moonlit sky. So that's kind of really cool too. I know, it's just, it's pretty special.
So you're a realtor down the shore, so everyone wants to talk to you.
Yes, yes.
So tell me a little bit more about your business and what you're doing there.
I know everyone wants to know about the market, and it's funny because so my background, as I shared, is I have 5 sons, raised them on the main line. And they've gone to all the different schools, St. Aloysius Academy, Malvern, Pratt Bradner, St. Catherine's. And then I was in the restaurant business with Carney's in Cape May, Carney's in Stone Harbor, and the Paddock at Devon. So with the real estate, my life seems to overlap with so many different people, knowing so many different people. As you, or maybe some people may not know, but sometimes when you're coming from the main line, there's an influx coming into the parents where my sons went to school with their parents, coming into Avalon and Stone Harbor, and then also to Cape May. And then Wildwoods and all the Ocean City, all the other different towns, Sea Isle. So it's really cool. And people always want to know about the market. And what's happening in their town. And it's funny because my background also is I'm a community clinical therapist and a coach. So I know that there are all different personalities out there. So there are, certain moms or dads that are like, I just want to see a pretty house. I want a pretty view. I want a pretty house. And then there are moms and dads, depending on whatever their background is, they're very analytical and they want to know what the numbers are. And, and I always kind of say there's like a waiver with the numbers, but I kind of just threw this down because I said, let me just go for the month of for the month of January, just because that's the only month that we have completed thus far into 2022. And if you look at Avalon in 2021, just for the month of January, I just did a quick search in the MLS, 14 sold, and now in 2022 for the month of January, 15 sold. Wow. So the numbers are going up. They're not going down. If you look at Stone Harbor, or if you look at Cape May, actually look at Stone Harbor. It's interesting because for 2021, 9 sold in January, and 2022, 6 sold. Stone Harbor is a niche market. So there's a lot of activity, a lot of new construction going on in Stone Harbor. Okay. So the numbers are a little bit, different for each town. If you look at Cape May in 2021, 15 units sold in January, and then 2022, 17 units sold. So we're going up. I think a lot of people are concerned about interest rates, so they're trying to look at the market now more actively, and they're looking some are looking to talk themselves into anything that they could have down the shore because they want the lifestyle. After everything that we've been through, they want to be able to come to a place to hide and enjoy your life. So when we were going through the quarantine process and I was down the shore, I did work from my house and then I walked on the beach. And so I was not stopped by anything. My biggest concern was where to get food. And I was so lucky enough to have Green Street Market outside of the Wildwood area that has all healthy food. And they already set up a stand. You could call in your order, you could pick it up. So I would just bring it home. And I was very lucky, very fortunate. I have severe asthma, so I had to be careful. I had to be careful not to be around a lot of people. But I was, very lucky with that. And then if I was showing property too, I always did the mask and I would open the door and let the person walk in, and like just so that, to give them their distance. And right. So, but anyway, I want to stay focused.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, you had to work around the parameters and you did the best you could.
Exactly. Yeah. And it was, my niece and my nephew are doctors in New York City. So they were on the front line of fighting this fight, which my heart, just went out to them and all the people that were, struggling and suffering. And I know a lot of people near and dear who were sick and, passed on.
Right.
But I think so to that point, and for a couple different reasons, any future pandemic coming up, interest rates going higher, just people really wanting to enjoy their life and realizing they want to be happy and they want a place for their family. I think people are just there seem to be continuing to come down and to buy properties. I mean, I'm under contract with buyers now and sellers, and I have showings for my other homes. I've been showing properties every weekend. Wow. So, and it's January. Nothing has really slowed down. And if anything, what I noticed is my buyers from the last maybe 6 months are now basically saying to me, because I don't like to really ever rush my buyers or my sellers. I give them the facts and then I let them know why there could be a sense of urgency. but I also say to them, but you have to take things at your own pace. So with that being said, my buyers now are coming to me and they're saying, no, we're going to put in offers the first day we see a property. We're going to come down and put in offers. I said, that's great because I'm down the shore full time and I always try to accommodate everyone. So they are, being more assertive, which is really, really cool.
Yeah.
And then also too, I noticed with, you know, with the homes down the shore, there are a lot of people who are going through divorces, or they have inheritances and they're not sure how to handle different situations. As everyone knows, us real estate agents are not attorneys, but what we do have is we have experience. So I have experience with knowing, having a list of people down here who are experts, who deal with inheritances, who deal with buying property or selling property when you're going through a divorce.
Mm.
And I always feel though that I didn't realize it until I really got into real estate, how much my skills from being a counselor and a coach came in handy dealing with husbands and wives that were going through a divorce, and getting them to just focus on not fighting each other and not, paying, not fighting each other, not paying attorneys money because they don't want to communicate,
Right.
but just to like be calm, be curious, focus on the money, the premium number that you want to make for your home,
Right.
and stay focused on that. Stay
Right.
focused on the comps, stay focused on the market, put your ego aside just temporarily. Do you want to be broke and brokenhearted, or do you just want to be brokenhearted?
Great way to say it. Absolutely. And with, because I deal with a lot of people going through divorce as well. And it's hard. And I talk them through this. You have to set aside the emotional and the
Yes.
financial. And then, there's a price of peace. I always talk about the price of peace, and setting that emotional aside, you're going to be able to get to a better number for both of you if you
Yes.
can set aside the emotions and just deal with the task at hand. It's hard, but everyone's better off if they can at least step outside of their bodies, I guess, for that particular conversation. And it only benefits them if they can be rational, as opposed to thinking about, well, I'm going to fight for this and I'm going to fight for that. And then, they're not the ones who win. The divorce cost just goes up and up when you play those games.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's, yeah, I mean, I always try to stay away from that subject too much because it's probably not as positive. And that's why I always kind of rein my clients in, to just focus on real estate, focus
Right.
on making money. And my job is to make my sellers the most amount of money, and also to help my buyers find what speaks to their heart and their pocketbook.
Right.
So yeah, so I like to always just, focus on that and keep the positivity going, and and let the sellers know that once they get their premium price, they'll be able to take that cash in hand and go their separate ways. And they're going to be happy for that little part of the experience, which can be a big part of the experience because we're talking money. And then the same thing with the buyers. I've had buyers come to me, and my one client who I love, she always laughs because I think she even put that in one of my reviews. She's like, we wanted her. She told us that she just sold the one property for a certain amount of money and it was right around the corner from us. So she told us, let's just start in maybe only at like $10,000 more. And I told her, no, we're going to go $50,000 over. And I said, okay, but just so you know, the comp around the corner that I just sold went for this number. And she's like, but I want to be happy. I want this property. Nothing else is on the market. I want to be at this, I want to be able to enjoy this property. And sure enough, she bought it and she uses it. She used it throughout the winter months this year. And she wrote that in the review, which I found so comical. And but I was so happy though. I was so happy and proud of myself, because sometimes you can get caught up and you never want to say to somebody, oh, you can let them know, yes, somebody's coming in at an aggressive price. I mean, I've gone into over, bidding wars a significant amount of times where my clients, like my one particular couple who I love them too, I sold them sold 3 of their properties and as buyers, and then sold one of them as a seller. And but when they were buying a bigger property near the beach, there was a bidding war, and they asked me, well, what number do you think we should come in and over asking? And I was like, it's really a guessing game. You really do not know. So she and her husband spoke, and they came up with a percentage. It was like 5%. And so they did a number based on a percentage that they just came up with. They're business people. They're a great couple. They work together really well in business. And they came up with a percentage, and they got the house. We got the house.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And also too, the most important part of that is I gave them the information. I let them know how competitive the market was. I let them know that, people are coming in over asking, but I also was true to them and said, I'm not sure what the number is that you would want to come in at. And so when they made the decision on their own to come in at the higher number, they were so happy with the win. And they, because they made that decision. Right. So once again, just supplying everyone with the buyers and sellers with the facts, and coaching them and counseling them along the way, just as a human being too.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that goes a long way. I know my client who's a seller who, I feel like we become friends over the last couple of months. It was a sad story, her brother passed away, and it was a very emotional situation for her. And she really, I'm so proud of her, because she stayed focused on what she wanted to do financially. And she did a great job, and I just feel like I kind of helped her to see different things. And so that worked out really good. But it's a fun, crazy market down here. Okay, so here's an interesting thing too. People look at the shore. So you look at these houses in back of me, right? Obviously, this is the Avalon area. Mm-hmm. These lovely, beautiful homes. I mean, one of the bayfronts is under contract. It's listed at $11.5 million in Avalon. So they have been just crazy in price. I call it the tangible stock market, because everyone on the 7 Mile Island, like in Avalon and Stone Harbor, not everyone, but a significant amount of the buyers are buying as investment properties. I mean, they started, I knew one couple, they started years and years ago with a condo for $500,000. And I was doing an open house on the bayfront in the Fingers. And their house was alongside, those houses are now going for, like $5-6 million. And they told me the story, how they started, and they just started flipping properties. And they made their way all the way to the bayfront in the Fingers. And that's what, is great about real estate. It's so much fun. And, if you really follow the market and you have a really great real estate agent, hello.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it makes it fun. And there's a little secret too about if you want to be near the water, if you go down, you're looking at the picture with Avalon, you go through Stone Harbor, you go through Wildwood, you head towards the Cape May area, and you head around the Cape May Point. As you're heading around the point, you're rolling into the Delaware Bay area.
Okay.
And it's where the ocean meets the bay.
Oh.
And So you have North Cape May, it's where the ferry is, if anyone's familiar with the ferry. And it's North Cape May. Then you have Town Bank, Cape May Beach, the villas, Delhaven.
Yeah.
And honestly, it is gorgeous. I sold a property. So I'm talking about the high-end real estate. I sold a property in Delhaven maybe 6 months ago, 10 blocks from the beach. And when I say 10 blocks from the beach, honestly, you can make it there a walk in like 5 minutes.
Nice.
It's you know how the beach blocks are not that long down the shore?
They're short.
Yeah. So, or I should say to the bay, but it looks like, you know, they have sand, and to me, it's just the calmer waters.
Yeah.
But I sold it for $250,000.
Wow. Okay.
A great lot, great property. You walk down, if anybody follows me, I do videos on the bay, and people have sailboats anchored to the bay. It is it's like an area that novels should be written, like about these little pocket areas down the shore. They're just so romantic and beautiful, and they have such a calming effect.
They do.
You know, it's just to be able to grab your beach chair and just sit on the beach when you just bought a house that's $250,000, and you're very close to the water, and just for that little bit of peace, it is worth it. What's your price on? You know, I always talk about, because I was a counselor and a coach, right? So I talk about your mindset is the peace that you get from being where you are happy. So if you're happy at the shore, I want to help you.
Yeah.
And versus, pardon me?
No, go ahead. Versus.
Yeah. Versus if you are not happy where you are, and you're, I call it kind of like being, doing the right thing. Like my girlfriend used to call it the depression chamber. Because she actually moved to a warmer state. But if you are not waking up in the morning and you feel like you're closed in, but you don't get to walk on the beach, and you need that, like some people have SAD, seasonal affect disorder.
Right.
Yeah. So if you don't get to walk on the beach, what is that price? So either you spend the money on the beach house, or are you going to spend money on, and I'm a therapist, but therapy sessions to get out of your head, and, doctor's appointments because you have aches and pains because you're not doing your morning walks or you're not exercising. I just look at it that way. It's a whole different, I just have a different perspective now from being down here. Even, and I know you deal with a lot of women in divorce. Even with divorce, when I was going through my divorce, it was really hard, difficult. We had businesses involved. I had 5 children, married for 28 years. It was really, really difficult. And I would walk, up to the beach like this. Can you see my shoulders up?
Yeah.
And I would start to walk. And by the time I was done the walk, I was like, hands up in the air. I'm holding, like doing my little, like people always say, lift your, allow your thyroid to, I don't know what it is, face it up to the sun.
But it makes a huge difference in your day.
Exactly. And by the time I was done, I was doing my famous handstands. I always like to do headstands or handstands on the beach. Yeah. And having the, the blood flow in my head. And I would just, after my walk, I would just sit there and I would listen to the birds, and I would face my, just body to the sun. And at the end, honestly, I would say just how grateful I was to have my health back again, to feel this calmness and happiness. So I think that's like, it's not just real estate. It's not just 4 walls. Yes, it is for the analytical friends out there. A couple of my sons are like that too. It is about 4 walls, how many bedrooms, bathrooms, the exact comps. And for other people, it's about a lifestyle of, it's a want, not a need. This is the secondary market. These are investment properties. And just recently, they've become some primary residences for people down here. Yeah. And myself included in that. And I live, right at the southern tip at the shore. just am grateful every day to be there. So,
A beautiful place to be. Now,
yeah.
if people wanted to find out more about you and your practice and how you could help them, where would they go to find more information?
Oh, okay. I wanted to point this out too. I have this, it's a little, wait, let me see if this works. It's a Long and Foster. We always say waiver. There may be a couple mistakes, but like of the overall market of 2021 for Avalon and Stone Harbor. So if you're looking for information like that for my analytical friends, or if you're just looking to have your hand held to look at real estate, you can reach me at Truda Carney. I'll give you my direct line for real estate is 610-324-1675. And then you can go on my website, trudasellshomes.com. So sells and homes is plural, TRUDASELLS homes, HOMES.com. And that's a fun website to look at, a lot of pictures, and you can kind of just scroll through to see the different properties. Yeah, so feel free to reach out to me for buyers, sellers. Like I said, divorce, inheritance, anything where you are looking for, I'm going to help you with not only the home, but also, like help prepare you with a set of skills and contacts for moving forward with the home, whether it's the plumber, the electrician, the licensed, home inspectors, and who I feel are reliable and who have been really good to my buyers and sellers, because they always give me feedback on who did great work.
Right.
So I can help you with all that too.
And it's important too to have those contacts.
Yes.
Because you need to act quickly, you need to act efficiently, and you do have really good contacts. I know you and I have worked together before, and we've been really happy with your services. So
thank you. Yeah, it's so incredible, and I'm always so appreciative of meeting new people, and I was able to meet really great people through you too. So thank you, Regina.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So one last question for you, Truda. You've been in a professional role for many, many years and obviously worn a lot of hats. What are some of the challenges that you've had as a professional woman?
As a professional woman, okay, so this is an answer that's coming from a mom of 5 sons. I've been in business for 28 years in the restaurant business, dealing with a lot of men. So I have to be a tough girl. And real estate too. We have a lot of strong women, a lot of strong men. But I think that, my advice is stay positive. Look for something that you love, or even that you like a little bit.
Okay.
Even if you just take that step to look forward to, look for something that you like a little bit and see if you can start to love it.
Okay.
And have it be a stepping stone. But, do it with all your heart, give it 100%, and just, and try to be positive. My big thing now is YouTube videos of, I'm less likely to watch, I don't really have time to watch movies, but I will put YouTube videos on my television station for all, like the Lewis Howes, Kyle Reese, like all the different motivational speakers that have been so incredible in helping Mel Robbins. Is that her name? No, Mel Robbins, right? The female. I always get her mixed up with Tony Robbins.
Tony Robbins.
Yeah. And then Mel Robbins, right? She's the one who wears the dark glasses. But just, I watch these videos and they're trending. If you subscribe to their channels, you'll get they're trending with with your feed, you'll get the updated trend of what's happening in this moment. So if you feel like you're alone and you're like, oh my gosh, where's the market going to go? What are people doing in this field? What are people doing in real estate? What are people doing with their online coaching for business? What are people doing with, asset investments, right? I'm sure you see it all the time. What are people doing? So they're going to, check in with your channel. You've had so many incredible people on your channel. They're going to learn so much. And then they're, you just continue to follow the people that give you that updated information, that help keep you positive and focused and staying on your own lane, because you're going to have a lot of distractions. I also just recently got my license in Florida.
Oh.
And yeah, so I love that. And I have a team who works with me down there. So I'm New Jersey based, but I have a team in Florida. And also I have contacts out on the main line too. So if somebody comes with me, I can help them find, help them with that real estate transaction there too. Yeah, but stay positive.
Okay.
Stay positive, stay focused, and breathe the beautiful sunshine in. Get down the shore if you can.
As much as you can.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining me. This has been a pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks, Regina. I really appreciate the opportunity.
Oh, anytime.
Have a great day.
Thanks, you too. And thanks everyone for joining us. Again, I'm Regina McCann-Hess, president of Forge Wealth Management. My website is forgewealth.com. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at Forge Wealth. And on LinkedIn, I'm Regina McCann-Hess. Have a great day.